episode 560.
The sexiest podcast on the network. Brian,
Yep. Tony,
are you, sir?
I'm here, doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a little something, something.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Looking real white right now. Jeez.
You know, when you've got 84 inches of monitor in front of you,
Yeah, that'll do it.
that will do it every time.
Yeah, I moved the monitor a little bit because I realized that I was while I was sitting here, a lot of the stuff I had situated lower on the screen, so I was looking down and I'm like leaning forward a lot, and I was like, I should just slide because this monitor goes up and down, you know.
Yeah, just move
So
the
it's like,
full thing up, right?
yeah. Well, they tell you like with monitors, you're supposed to have them, I believe, what is it, just below eye level or something like that, like you're or something or just above. I forgot
I
what it
don't know.
is,
I've
but
never looked into monitor ergonomics.
yeah, and but I noticed
Economics?
that no, no, nope, that's right out. You know. But yeah, I looked into that and then I was like, yeah, but I noticed like since moving it up, it's like this is a whole lot easier on my neck.
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
this is for sure. I'm also probably sitting too close to a monitor this big in actuality.
Nah, you're
You
fine.
know, I
Can you
probably
feel the
should be
heat
sitting.
from it?
No, actually, it doesn't really. I mean, I can put my hand right on it and there's no heat
Oh,
almost. It runs nice and cool.
yeah, that must be
So
nice. These two TVs I use as monitors in the summertime.
yeah,
God damn, it gets hot in here. I
yeah,
said, God damn.
just the way you like it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yep,
What
love it.
happened?
You love
You
it.
love it.
So I've spent the last 4 days off and on talking with Spotify
What?
because I a few days ago I was doing some stuff on my computer and I'm like, I'm gonna pull up my Discover Weekly
Yeah.
and it wouldn't load.
Okay.
Like it kept saying, and I had this problem before. And then I was like, I haven't really used it for a long time other than listening to just what I want to listen to. I haven't really tried the Discover Weekly in a while. And I was like, man, it's still doing this. So I went to the web player, through my browser, and same thing.
Huh.
Checked it out on my laptop because I'm like, well, I can always, play it through my laptop. Nope. Same thing there. Wouldn't load. On my phone, it comes up right away.
That's weird.
So this is weird. So yeah, so I got in contact with Spotify Cares, I think is their Twitter account. And and they were, had me, completely uninstall and reinstall Spotify, log in with a different account. Then they finally, and nothing was working. They gave me a test account that they use
That's cool.
and
You're
had
in
me
the
log in.
Matrix now.
Yeah, no, and they had me log in with that to see if the Discover Weekly would come up for that account, and it does. But then when I log back in with my account, mine wouldn't come up. And so they're asking me just all these questions about operating systems and what version I'm using and this and that, and I'm on the most current stuff, and just nothing was working. And then today, they were like, can you check to see the other like just for you stuff if those things load? And when I did, I clicked on Discover Weekly and it came up right away. So the whoever I was talking to was like, awesome. Well, I guess was something worked, and I was like, yeah, I guess so. So I was like, cool. Cause if I listen to it, a lot of times I do use my phone, but I was working on my computer anyway. I didn't really want to run it off my phone. I was like, I'll just, I already have the computer on. I'll just,
Yeah, I have
run
this
that.
thing that can play music.
Yeah.
Already going.
So,
I have
yeah,
headphones.
right. So, cause, instead that night, what I ended up doing is I just listened to, just a bunch of other stuff like that Robert Finley that I mentioned a while
Oh
ago
yeah.
that I told you about. I finally listened to that whole
It's a pretty
album and
good
listened to
album.
like I listened to like one or two of his other albums too, and it's good stuff. I really dig the guy. So, I was tooling around with that. And then a guy that has followed us on Twitter for a long time, uh, his name's Fantastic Negrito.
All right.
And I was listening to some of his stuff because apparently, he's got a new album coming out soon, I guess.
Nice.
and I was listening to, like his past couple albums and digging those, and I was like, this, it was kind of nice. And then I just put on the I don't know, one of the, how like they have your daily mixes
Yes.
on there, and one of them was like all like rock type music. So I'm like, we'll go with that. I had a lot of like Alice in Chains and stuff, and had a lot of Ghost on there, which is surprising because I'm not the biggest Ghost fan.
Yeah, there's only a couple of their tracks that I kind of dig.
Yeah,
and then as they've gotten more and more popular, I'm like, yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I like their deep cuts, man. I like their older stuff. I like Ghost before they were cool.
Here's my thing. I liken it a lot to probably like Kiss.
Yeah.
And that I don't think the music is amazing, but I understand why people dig it,
Right.
Like the whole show, because, I've seen clips from their to go see,
Yeah.
I just don't like the singer's voice. That's my biggest thing. I just don't care for his voice. And dude, I had never heard the song Rats until the other night. Every time he goes rats, I'm just picturing some person going, "Oh, rats," and it just I could not stop laughing because it's like,
boys.
Because the song, like, the music and stuff, I dig their music. I just don't dig, like I said, I don't dig his voice.
Right.
And so I'm like kind of, jamming in the music and stuff, and then he rats or whatever, and I'm like, what? And I was like, dude, you just took me right out of this song.
Brian, were you kind of like this?
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Was that pretty accurate?
Pretty much,
right.
Yeah. And for the rest of the song, I just kept laughing every time he did it, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing worse than when you're listening to a rock band and they do something to where you're like, oh, that's just, you went too far. That's just over the top.
You done jumped the shark.
Yeah.
The only band that's allowed to take stuff too far is Gore, because they're Gore.
Well, that's their whole gimmick. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but whatever, like I said, it, when Ghost comes on, I don't like turn it off on those mixes. I'm just, like I said, I'm not gonna search for their stuff. But do you know what it reminds me of? And I'm probably gonna, somebody out there will probably hate me for saying it, but it's like, it feels like it's really digestible hard rock, or metal. Like
it's like Nickelback with face paint.
I mean, I don't want to go that far, but
it's like Clown Shoes Creed.
But because I think the music is good. Like I said, I just don't care for the guy's vocal.
It's like Stained right when It's Been a While hit.
You're like, wait, what happened to Mud Shovel?
Like, but Mud Shovel, they're like, no, it's been a while. But
first album, way harder.
But Mud Shovel, no, been a while.
Nope.
Shut the fuck up and sit down while I strum this acoustic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But anyway, no, it was cool though, because there's, a bunch of stuff on there that I dig, and so that was it was an overall good mix to listen to.
Nice.
So, although I gotta say, on the night, like the Robert Finley stuff, man, was just really giving me that vibe, that kind of bluesy, I don't know, almost like a gospel kind of bluesy sound. There's something about that energy that's so awesome.
Do you remember? Do you remember that night you and I went to the My Way Bistro and that like 85-year-old black guy was fucking jamming in the corner?
For sure.
Yeah, that shit was the best.
Yeah. Some of the lines in the Robert Finley stuff are great too, because sometimes like in a song, you're like, this is kind of a weird lyric, but then it pays off.
Right.
Like one of his songs, he talked about like moving to like the big city, like it's called Country Boy, I think it is. And like he had moved from the country to the big city, and he was like, can't afford no burger, can't afford no fries, can't talk to the big-legged woman because she charges too much for those thighs or something like that.
Nice.
And I was just laughing because the first part I'm like, all right, burgers and fries, what? And then I was like, oh, all right. He needed something to rhyme with thighs, so I ain't mad at it.
Oh yeah.
but just kind of made me laugh because that's such a great like blues line.
No, for sure, right?
There's always those good payoffs in blues music like that, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed.
Yeah, highly recommend you checking out his other stuff.
All right,
because
I'll have to go down that rabbit hole.
it's not. There's definitely the Black Keys influence on the new album because I forgot the guy's name. The guy from the Black Keys
Steve
produced
Keys.
it. Sure, Steve Keys. Yeah, not Jethro Black.
No,
but Steve
Keys.
Yeah, Steve Keys.
Keyes.
Oh, like Alicia?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think that's how she spells her name.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, it's definitely good fun. So anyway. So yeah, but so apparently I have that sorted out now. Well, I hope.
That's weird though.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah.
Also really annoying because, I like listening to that when that pops up because there's usually quite a bit of stuff on there that I've never heard before.
See, here's my problem with my Discover Weekly. Is usually it's songs from bands that I listen to already.
Yeah.
Like I like the release radar. Actually, you know what? Let me do a little experiment.
Well, that was
here.
the other thing. See, I haven't listened to enough stuff for the release radar to work for me yet.
Okay.
So when I pull it up, there's like 3 songs on it.
I'm gonna look at my top 5 Discover Weeklies.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Well, you mean songs on there? Or?
Yeah, just because I'm curious to see what's on, because I haven't listened to Discover Weekly in a little bit.
Right.
I just gotta find it. Here it is, Discover Weekly. All right, so that doesn't even make sense.
Does not compute.
So I have For Those About to Rock, AC/DC is my number 1 track.
Yeah.
I have Fame, and not from any Bowie album, from Infectious Grooves.
Oh, I was hoping it was Fame from like the TV show.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't want to play too much because, YouTube's listening.
Word.
And then I have Strangle Tag from Humphreys McGee. Never heard of them.
I like the name,
Humphreys
though.
McGee is pretty sweet. And then I have Tool, 46 and 2, followed by
so that's
Tool,
like 75
46 and 2 off the Ultra Rock album.
Oh
so
my!
It's like I when I scroll through here, I'm like, it's a lot of stuff that I've listened to already. Well, actually, now that I'm getting deep into this, all right, I might have to check it out this week. It seems like anytime I pull it up, though, it's always like, oh, hey, do you want to listen to Sweet Home Alabama? It's like, I like that song, but no, I don't.
Here's the top 5 for me. Million Enemies by Waves. Never heard of it. Hold My Head by Swain. Black Cat Heavy Metal by Dan Luke and the Raid.
Yeah, Black Cat Heavy Metal.
Fucking Up Young by the Dirty Nil. And DVP by Pup.
Double
I've not
vaginal penetration.
Well, it's funny because I'm sliding down like the whole list, and I have yet to see a band I've heard of.
See, your Discover, they're like, here's some shit.
Well, I'm wondering if that's because of what I was listening to the other night. Like maybe that's heavily influenced it because it wasn't working.
You know what?
So maybe
we know why it wasn't working, Brian. You fucked up their algorithm.
I must
like,
have.
He's too
yeah.
eclectic. What's happening? He's all over the place. We can't predict this shit.
Oh, that's hilarious though, because it says discover something new and it has a Mars Volta album on there. Because I've never listened to Mars Volta or Led Zeppelin before.
Led who?
Yeah, I heard they were big in years ago.
Like that. Them
and Local H. Local H, they wouldn't know that I ever listened to because that was way before Spotify existed.
Right. Funny enough, I was just listening to Local H the other day.
Is that Copacetic or whatever's the name?
It was like some playlist I had up. I was like, oh shit, I haven't heard this in forever.
Yeah. That's one of the things that was weird on that playlist I was listening to the other night because Third Eye Blind was on there like 3 times. And the first 2 were ones that were newer Third Eye Blind. And I'm like, these are terrible. Like, I did not care for them at all. And then there were a couple off of whatever that first album of theirs was, which is the only Third Eye Blind I would listen to. Because I actually, no such thing as guilty pleasures. I dug that
You're
album.
talking about the album where they get the closers for their fair show they do this summer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's got
and
like
then the
jumper.
encore.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're gonna play
So
you one of our new tracks. Oh, I mean, I got it.
yeah.
Yes. It's like
So
that time I went and
yeah.
saw fucking Kid Rock at that local show, and his band was opening for him.
Yeah.
We got 3 more fucking songs.
Dude, that reminds me of when we saw Korn and Rob Zombie. And you remember that whoever the fuck that opening band was that was god awful,
I
and
think they won like a
everybody was,
contest or something.
yeah, everybody was just like "Boo!" the whole time they played because they were so
Yes.
bad. Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck did they win a contest? They must have been the only ones that showed up.
Exactly.
You know, had to be it because they stunk.
Stunk on ice.
The silence between them and Korn or Rob Zombie was the best part of their set.
Oh, man,
anyway.
I'm so ready for a concert, Brian. Like a legit one. Now, I'm not talking about some, douchebag at a brewery strumming his guitar over here, which I'm fine with too. But I want,
there's
pyros
plenty
and
of that.
Titties, and I want to go deaf.
Pyro titties.
Hell
what?
Yeah,
that's a great band.
Machine Gun Jubblies. Pyrotechnic
for
Jubblies.
Sure gotta be Pyro titties. Dude, coming to the stage, Pyro Titties.
I mean, that's a sweet name for like a female punk band or something. The Pyro Titties.
Especially if they actually sprayed pyro out of their titties.
Right?
That'd be awesome. I mean, that'd be a pretty dope, part of the show.
I'd enjoy.
Like, I'm in the front row. I'm going to get sprayed by sparks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Dev's joined us with his ahoy, ahoy. Ahoy, matey.
Oh, hello, Dev.
Oh, man. I got to say, Brian, going to work early sucks. Yeah,
really?
I'm fucking tired, bro.
That's weird. Most people love going to work early.
Well, it was like either going to work early today or I'd have to go on Saturday. My Saturday was already planned. So I'm like...
Yeah. Even if it wasn't, I think I'd rather go in early today than...
going on a Saturday.
Work Saturday. Yeah.
It's just, man,
fuck
it.
Your day's already shot with work anyway. What's a couple more hours?
You're not wrong.
Save the Saturday. That way you can go get breakfast if you want.
Just over the weekend, I was thinking about how much I wanted a nice big ass go out to eat breakfast.
Yeah. It's a good move.
Tis. I didn't, but it is a good move.
Yeah. Haven't done that in a while.
Right?
It's a good move for sure.
Bing. Yeah. So how's Brian though, besides your Spotify and all that?
Not too bad. It's been been pretty quiet. The other day I had like all the energy in the world, which is something that a lot of people don't understand sometimes with like depression. Is most days I have like zero energy or I'm running at like 10% battery,
right.
But every once in a while I wake up and I'm like 100%. And it's like I'm doing all the things today. So I went through and well, I mean, also that, but I only do it once in a while, so it's okay. No, I had brought some stuff home from my storage that I've had for a long time, and I'm like, I think it's time to start moving on from some of this stuff that I've had for a while, and so got some pictures of that to throw up on eBay, and started doing a little of that, and I did some installs and clean up stuff on my laptop and on this computer to just shit that needs to be done and whatever, and screwed around with my Spotify, as I said.
Rest in Spotify.
Yeah, I forgot what else I did. I did but it was like I was just like chain reaction type, one thing into the next, into the next, into the next, and the problem with it is that much like anybody who has like mania, is that what happens is you tend to run yourself to where you redline. Right. And then the next day you're at like negative 10% to start the day. It's just, I woke up and was like, dude, I got nothing I got nothing for today, basically. So
and I'm spent.
yeah, so that's the downside to it. But at least I was able to get some stuff done I wanted to get done.
Right.
And it's always nice to have some actual energy, because I am so low energy a lot of the time that I don't do a lot, and then I'm like, I'm done, man. I just got nothing left, and it's like I've hardly done anything, and it's frustrating, So, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, got decent amount of stuff done this week, and yeah, that's really about it. I haven't really gone and done a whole bunch else.
We did get done this week. Fucking hanging out because modern technology sucks ass.
Man, once again, the modern technology god just hates us.
Right? Yeah, I had my little thing, which I'll get to. I had my little Saturday, and I got home, and I'm like, oh, let me shoot Brian a text. Yep. And then I was like, I guess we're not hanging out.
Meanwhile, on my end, no text.
Fucking sucks.
Never came through, and it never, not even much later, nothing, because we were talking yesterday, and you're like, I never heard from you, and I'm like, oh, that's weird, I never heard from you, and I'm just thinking, each of us thought the other was going to contact, and neither of us made the move, basically, and like, oh well. And then when you were like, wait a minute, and you sent me the screen cap where it shows the text and it shows that it was sent. Yes. And then on I send you mine, and there's just no line there. Like, like I told you, I apparently didn't get Instagram notifications and Twitter notifications either. So something went wonky with my phone, I guess. I don't know. It was weird.
Weird little day, man.
Yeah. Horseshit's what it is.
Horseshit.
Nice day. I was feeling good. We could have had a fun hang, but no.
Take care of business all day. Could have gave you some landing gear.
That's what I'm known for, TCB.
Yeah, exactly. Is right.
But yeah, technology hates us.
Technology hates us.
Once again.
Again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. It was like when I got that, something in at GameStop, and the guy called and left me a message, and my phone never showed me the message until the next day while I was standing in GameStop, and then the message came through. So weird. Yeah. I have to pay attention to that. If that starts happening more often, maybe there's something actually wrong with my phone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I know. Last month, I finally paid off my phone through my Verizon plan.
Yeah.
And boy, is my battery getting shitty. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it always feels so calculated.
It really does. They're like, oh, he's paid it off, and they just hit the battery drain button.
Yeah, it's like, my bill dropped, by a good chunk of change now, and I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
And I get home from work, and my battery's in the red zone, so I bought a big battery pack.
Nice.
I charge it on breaks, and it's just like,
yeah.
It's gonna get to the point where I know me. At some point, I'm gonna be like, fuck this. I'm just gonna buy a phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I know. It gets really frustrating because, my last phone, I had that issue that Apple replaced the batteries for.
Right.
Where they were purposely handicapping the batteries or whatever. And but I also learned from the guy at Apple that part of that was my own fault, because you're not supposed to charge your phone until it gets to what is it, under 18% or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to charge it if it's over, I think it's 80 some percent, you're really not supposed to charge it, because it can shorten the life of the battery. And basically I had mine on the charger all the time. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that was no good. So yeah. And
they have these smart charging built into them.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help your battery life, but as soon as that mug's paid off, I think that software's like, all right, boys, It's time to head to the smoke shack and take a break.
Yep.
Got a hard couple years of work here.
Yep. Yep. Good effort, everybody. Good effort.
Exactly. Assholes.
Yep.
Well,
So that's exactly what happened with my last phone too. Was
yeah,
well, it wasn't that it was paid off, but it was that battery. And once I got the new battery, it worked great for a while.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know if you remember, like my phone just was like it was just acting up all the time. Like I wasn't getting calls and all sorts of weird shit was going on with it. And I was like, damn it, this sucks because the battery's, you know, pretty much crispy and new, and now it's a brick basically.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, my previous one was I still have it actually.
I still have all mine. I mean, literally.
I use this basically just to record our things we do. You know, 'cause it's a 4K fucking camera or whatever.
Right.
But it's dead. Yeah, it's like my buttons started getting wonky on it. That's why I had to get rid of it.
That was part of my problem too, if I believe right. There was something about one of the buttons on it that wasn't working right. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing's a mess.
Yeah, I mean it happens. You know, I use it a lot.
Yeah,
so
every day. I mean, I'm using mine every day, so it's like I get it, but at the same time, as soon as it's paid off, really, you can't give me a couple months.
No,
you know,
you're not allowed to enjoy a couple months of no bill. You know,
yes, or just just small bill. I'm just paying for service
That's
now. I'm not paying for the phone anymore.
Right.
Nah, sorry, bro.
That's what I was waiting for with this one because I paid it off. It was about 6 months ago, I think it was when it was paid off, and I had the same attitude. It was like, all right, here we go.
It's
You know,
time
like
for it to take a shit.
It's gonna start shitting out on me. It's actually, you know, it's been pretty good overall. So
That's good.
can't complain too much yet.
And
And if it, you know, and if it does shit the bed, at least it's paid off, so I can get another one
True.
if I have to. But I'd really rather not.
yeah, because it's like I don't want that expense right now, honestly.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And I mean, I deliberately, when I got mine, I didn't get the newest one because, you know, I got the 10 when I got mine, and it was, you know, like $23 a month on my bill or something like that. If I would have got whatever the new one was, I think it was the 12 or whatever at the time, it was going to be like $50 a month or something. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Nah, hard pass, bro.
Yeah. So.
No, I celebrated my birthday. That was fun.
No.
Didn't really do a lot, which is fine, honestly.
Yeah. Right. It's like we're at that age that it's like,
I mean, I like honestly, like I said, it would have been cool to hang out, but but I mean, I just I went out with dinner with my family on my actual birthday, and got to see my sister and my niece and my parents, and we just hung out and had some drinks and had some food and bullshitted. That was a good time. Yeah, I got this shirt for birthday shirt.
Yeah, a dinosaur on it.
Travel for beginners.
Yep. I love that it's just chomping down that dude.
Children around a dino nest on the bottom. It's one of those weird shirts that I have like 4 of now.
Right.
But yeah, it was a nice little day. And like Leah came and hung out over the weekend, and I can't remember if I ever talked about it, but maybe a month or 2 ago, her class went up to Detroit Art Institute, and they got fired through the museum so fast. And they spent Leah told me they spent about an hour in one room.
Yeah. Well, remember when we used to go to the art museum in Toledo? Yes. It was like that. They were always like, "Oh, here's the new Mummy stuff," and I'm like, "I don't give 2 shits about this. Can I go look at the other art?" "Oh, no, we got to stay together." It's like,
that's
why?
exactly what it was. So they when they came over the weekend after their field trip, Leah's like, "I would love to go back up there." I'm like, "Well, all right, we could figure that out." So we went last week.
Well, you're like, "Go get your license," and then no one's stopping you. Yeah,
that's another thing too. This guy's jeeping it again. I know the Buick is no longer. I picked up Leah from school. We went right to the title office. The car is officially in Leah's name and registered to Leah. I know, it's weird.
Bum. Yeah.
Very strange. But yeah, we went up to Detroit. It's the first time I've ever been to Detroit Art Institute. It's pretty nice.
I haven't been there in a long time. It's probably been 15 or so
It's a
years since
pretty
I've
nice
been
museum.
there. So
They've got this beautiful like atrium that you can get coffee and just sit underneath these giant skylights. They have all these like plants and shit. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Obviously, beautiful artwork. Although I was surprised because you just talked about the Toledo Museum's mummy stuff. We went through the Egypt stuff because I do like seeing other cultures' art. And I was like, I've never been here.
And in fairness, I do too. But it was like when we were kids, we went every year, and it was
Same
always
shit,
the same. They always took us to the same exhibit.
Yeah, the
It's
Toledo Museum has a way more extensive Egyptian exhibit than Detroit does.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, like as much as we, many people shit on Toledo, it's like, there's the art museum is a pretty highly respected art museum here, and of course, the zoo is like top 3 in the country.
Fun fact: apparently, Toledo's become a wedding destination for people to get married at the art museum.
Oh, okay. That I can understand that. They've got
what do they call it inside the religious thing
bathroom.
Can't remember what it's called.
Sacrificial
basically,
altar,
but for Christianity.
Okay. I can't think of the word.
I can't figure what it's called either. It's like right here, but whatever. But yeah, that was a fun fact I learned.
I didn't know that either. All right.
It's weird, but yeah, cool museum. Wasn't that busy, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
We left the museum. We were all starving. Trying to figure out what to eat is sometimes impossible when you have it.
Should just eat some of the art at the art museum. They won't mind.
Wrong. But when you have an indecisive vegetarian with you, it's very difficult sometimes to figure out food.
I would think so. That's something. It's like you may have to stress that to her to be like, "Hey, I don't want to put pressure on you, but you're the one making things weird."
It's
like,
kind of true, but it's like obviously I wouldn't. She would feel terrible if I did
that.
No,
I know. Yeah, I know. That's why I said I wouldn't say it, but it's like we all can eat anywhere, So we need your help on this.
So it was like I don't know if Dev's still watching or not, but we went to the Detroit Shipping Company where Podcast Detroit used to be based out of. I don't know if they still are.
Yeah, I have no clue because they post under a different name now on Instagram, and it's been real far and few between. So I don't really know what's going on
anymore. But it's like, but the Detroit Shipping Company has what 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 different places you can get food.
Okay.
It's like, have you been there, Brian? I can't remember. Okay.
No,
it's a bunch of shipping containers arranged and welded together and shit that makes like basically a building. So you have all these little offices or studios upstairs, and then downstairs is where all the food is, and there's kind of like a central area, and there's a little bar, and then outside there's more seating and an outdoor bar and a stage, and then there's more seating out back under a heated tent. It's
okay. Wow.
I dig it. I've only been there once before doing Shot of History, and it wasn't too far from the museum. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have, they've got a Thai place, they've got dumplings.
Yeah, I remember hearing you, not just you, but on Shot of History at different times, them talking about some of the food up there. It sounded amazing. Yeah.
So we walk in, and it's way busier than I was expecting it to be, and it's loud in there. And like I can already see, like Leah's eyeballs are spinning like slot machines, And I'm like, oh geez, because I've seen them like this before. But I'm like, what do you want to eat? And he's like, I don't know, I don't know. And I'm like, do you want me to decide for you? No, I don't. I'm like, I had to take her outside where it was quiet.
Right.
And I'm like,
too much.
It's like too much. I'm pulling up the menu on my phone.
I get it.
Sure. Eventually we figured it out.
Yeah, it really sucks when you're a person that has sensory issues and you go into a place like that, because that's that you and I, we've been in enough bars and stuff. That's basically what a lot of them sound like when you walk. Or restaurants that are busy, but it's at the same time, it's like, if you're, there's times where I'm more sensitive because of a migraine or blah, blah, blah. And if I'm more sensitive, stuff like that gets overwhelming. I don't know if you remember when we went to the Clada the one night and we were sitting in the room with the big round table and you mentioned to me like, you okay? Because I had like checked out basically. It was because there was so much noise from all of our people and then the restaurant in general that I was just like, you know. So I feel her
Yeah,
on
well,
that.
that
It
was the nice
sucks
thing
when
when I
that
went off my
happens.
my family, because we went to the Beirut, our little Lebanese restaurant, which I love.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I haven't been to
it's
that
one of my
place since I
favorite
was,
restaurants.
good God, I
But
don't
my
even
my
remember.
parents know the owners,
Yeah.
and then the
Right.
Beirut catered my sister's wedding. So anytime my parents
Yeah.
go, the owner's wife still waitresses, and they request her because they know her. And so they
Right.
put us back in
Sure.
this little thing called the wine room, and that restaurant's always packed and loud. Back here,
Yeah.
you couldn't hear
Right.
anything. It was so nice.
Oh,
I'm like, damn, this
that's
room
nice.
is
See, I love
amazing.
that. That's one of the things I did like at times when we would go out with like our whole group and we'd have such a large group. A lot of times they would
Yeah,
put
which
us
is
off in a
nice.
room somewhere. Like even at Mommy Bay, remember they used to put us
Oh
on that
yeah,
other side a lot of times because we'd 8 or 10 of us or whatever, and they'd kind of cram us over away from everybody. And I was like, this is awesome because I'm not hearing all that just general, like you
it's
said, just that
BS.
that just hangs over, because like with me, I need breaks in the noise. Otherwise, I start
Right?
literally, I'll start going crazy. And that's why at times, sometimes I'll just go to the bathroom just for that reason. Or if someone smokes, that's why I would go outside with people a lot of
Ah,
times if they smoked, was just for that break in the noise. And then like when we went to Mommy Bay, Jeremy used to go outside and smoke. I'd go outside with him a lot of times just to get that break from the noise
right.
of the restaurant. And then it's kind of give me a chance for a quick
I mean, in
reset.
hindsight, I didn't think it was going to be that busy there, but it was probably a bad call
Yeah.
because like Michelle's got sensory issues too. So the both of it, like the heated tent
Yeah.
outside, and it was really warm in there, and there wasn't many people sitting out there. So that was
Yeah.
nice once we got out there. But actually in
Yeah.
the area, they were both like, yeah. But meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
this is my environment, you know. Like I'm ready to have like
Yeah.
5 beers and
Right.
have a time.
Right. That's why it's like if you and I are out, there's times where sometimes it'll be too much for me, but most of the time I can handle it pretty well. Like I said, because I've gotten
Right.
used to coping with it now to where, like I said, I'll go hit the bathroom once in a while, or if someone happens to go outside, I'll just go out with them. And that gives me, I just need a couple minutes of break. Like you remember when we
Yes.
saw Menzingers and you and I went
Yeah.
outside for a few minutes? That was that. It was like that because that place was so small and it was just noise from the concert and everything. And we go outside and it was mostly quiet. And it was like, okay, this is
Let's
what I
go
need. And
back
then it
in.
was like, all right, let's go back in there and get
Yes.
assaulted by sound again. So yeah, that's my honestly, that's my issues with like a concert now is that it's hard for me to take like, you know, 2 3 hours of just noise. So it's actually kind of nice for me when there's that
Oh, you
break
mean the drum
between
solo?
sets. You Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. But yeah. Or like if we were at like the bar or whatever when the band's like, all right, we're gonna take
Get
10
the
or
fuck
whatever. And it's
out of
like
here.
cool, like
Yeah.
I mean, not that last time. I mean, when we were watching that old dude work his magic, I
That's
mean that
true.
guy was killing it.
It
So
was super loud in there
yeah.
though.
It was super loud in there. Honestly, the part that bugged me the most was that
Oh God, I
weirdo that
forgot
sat
about
down
that
next to
guy
you.
yelling at the
Just
TV.
yelling at
The
the
Olympics were
TV about
on.
masks.
What an idiot!
USA.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. That
No,
place is so not for him. Like he's looking for the hole
no,
in the wall
that's
bar, and
no.
that was not the hole in the wall.
Although I do like that
That's
place.
a
I
little
haven't been there in a
nicer.
minute. Yeah,
Oh, I do too. I do
food's
too.
good. Good
It
old
was nice. The
sandwich.
food was good too. Anyway,
No, but dude, the highlight for Detroit though,
yeah.
for me at least, I think everybody would probably both the girls would agree,
Mm.
is as we were leaving Detroit Shipping Company, Michelle was like, hey, if we could find a bakery or something, it's my treat. And, Leah's like, how about ice cream? I'm like, everybody's lactose intolerant. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, especially if you got to keep the windows up.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
If you're in the Jeep, top down. I mean, hey, whatever.
Whatever. So I'm looking on Google Maps, and it's like 5:15 at this point.
Yeah.
Most bakeries are closed.
Right.
You know, so I'm scrolling. I'm like, well, the old Astoria Bakery in Greektown's open. I've been there a couple. You know, I've been there plenty of
Oh yeah,
times.
for
Jeannie
sure.
always wanted to
Yep.
go.
I remember when we'd be in Detroit, and before we'd leave, she would
She
always
would have to
we'd
go to
be,
Astoria Bakery.
yep,
And
yep.
I like it, but it's very like hoity-toity feeling to me.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, it's kind of like,
I've
ooh.
never been in it. I've sat in the car
Oh
every
yeah, if
time.
you go
So
inside, like it's good. They make good stuff, but if you feel like you're walking into like a French patisserie almost or something.
oh, la-di-da.
I know, right? But then I'm like, well, wait. There's this Mexican town bakery, and it's got like 5,000 reviews. It's almost 5 stars.
That's a
And
strong
I'm
number.
like, yeah, let's just check it out. And they're both like, yeah, all right, you know. So we go.
Yeah.
I've never been to Mexican town in Detroit. I work with a guy that tells me he used to live in Mexico City. Victor, shout out Victor. He's a great dude.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about the restaurant he
Yeah,
talked about.
in Mi Pueblo in Detroit. He tells me that's where he goes to get tacos because it's the most authentic he can find.
We need to make a run up there
We
at some
really
point.
do. But so, never been to Mexican town, and you know, get off on Verner Highway up there, as in the ginger ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and find this little building. The back lot was like a quarry. It was so bad. But dude, as soon as you get out of the car, you just get hit with like that bakery smell.
Nice.
And I was like, oh God, it smelled so good.
Yeah.
Walk in, and here's how this place operates, bro. Most
It'd be funny if
bakeries
you
have like the
like,
case,
sorry, we're closed.
right?
Yeah.
And then the case behind you, and you go, I want that, and I want this, and they
Yeah.
had that. The case at the register was like the refrigerated stuff, the cheesecakes, the whatever, brownies, and all this stuff. But then against the sidewall, they had probably 10 cases, and all you do is you grab a cafeteria tray and tongs, and you just load it up. And you take it to the register, and then they add it up, and they bag it, and you walk out the door.
Oh, okay.
I felt like I was in Toys R Us or something. Like I didn't know what
dude.
to get.
That
Everything
seems like
looks so
much fun.
good.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my God. And I ended up getting a lemon turnover type thing.
Nice.
And it almost looked like a hand. And it was massive, and like the ends of it were dipped in chocolate.
It really was a hand.
Dude, it was so good. It had all these layers like a croissant, you know?
Yeah.
And then the turnover thing was kind of like, it was savory and sweet at the same. Oh, it was killer. Everything we
Nice.
got from that place was awesome. Like I'm like we're in, you know, Leah's like as a goof because they had a whole case full of just cakes that looked beautiful. You can just grab one and buy it and walk out.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, Dad, for my birthday, I'm gonna ask for a cake from here," and I'm like, "And guess what's happening now?" I'm for sure gonna drive up there and get a cake. But
Or you just go up there and get a picture of one of the cakes and
then load up a tray full of treats.
yeah, for yourself, of course. Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe how I've never seen a system like that before.
Yeah.
And then they had little tables in the back and they had tables outside, and you know they did like Mexican coffee, and I'm just like, I would love to just. Well, it's my thing. I say about everything. If this was closer, it'd be dangerous.
Right.
I would love to have something like that nearby I could walk to and get a little fucking cappuccino and something delicious and nosh a little. Right across the street from this park. Probably people get stabbed there 15 times a day. Who cares?
It's you know why though? It's because they're probably carrying the pastries over there.
Dude, I was very much impressed. And then I was telling Victor about it today, and he's like, "Oh no, you got to go to I can't remember what bakery he told me, but it's a different Mexican bakery up there. It's way more authentic apparently." I was like, "I don't know, dude. If it was so good, I just want to tell you about it."
It's like, fuck you. This is the place to go. It's like, you don't know what tastes good.
Oh, man. Yeah, they had a giant bin of just tamales behind the counter, too. And I was like, it's freaking out, man.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Oddly enough, you walked in there and you were the one whose eyes were spinning.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of how it was.
Michelle and Leah are like, "Are you okay?"
Like,
and you're just like,
Like they both picked out stuff from the refrigerated, like, counter. So they just stood it because the line was big. So they just stood in line. I just had
Yeah.
the tray, and I was just trying to, I was just walking back
Trying
and
not to
forth,
be a
like,
savage.
trying not to get
Yeah.
everything.
Like a kid where the parents give you enough for one candy bar, and you got to decide now for all the candy. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was
I want
like.
that, but
Ah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to something like that before. I dug it.
yeah, aside from like the only thing I've had like that would be like, when you buy donuts from some places, they'll have where, you use the tongs or
It
something.
was
That's the
similar to
closest
that, but
that
it
there's
was
been.
so many cookies and pastries and breads, and I don't even know.
I'd probably have to have somebody just like, okay, you only have this much money. Otherwise, I'd probably be like, I'm just going to have all of it.
Dangerous about it is I was looking around. I'm like, I don't see any prices anywhere.
Oh yeah, that
The
could get dangerous quick.
The
then,
guy
yeah.
in front of Michelle, his tray was fucking loaded. She said it was like a $50 order, but
Yeah.
he had a ton of shit.
Yeah. I don't doubt it though, because it's when you go to an actual bakery, you're not paying like $1 for a cupcake or something. You're going to pay $3 to $5.
If it's good stuff, that by all means.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But saying that, it's like it's easy to where if you grab 4 or 5 things, it might be a $20 bill, and you're like, whoa, time out.
What happened? How many beers did I have?
I wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. Like, hold on, I wasn't looking to spend quite that much, so let me put one back.
Take a bite out of it.
Yeah. Take a bite. You eat half of 2 and put them
Somebody
back.
ate half of this. It's crazy.
Like, sir, we have cameras everywhere. Damn it.
But I bought myself a birthday present, Brian. I did.
Did you? Was it a second lemon turnover?
You would have liked it. I know you like your lemon. You would have liked it.
Sure. Yeah, I like turnovers.
No,
Yeah,
I got one of those little sous vide situations. I did.
Oh, did you? Nice.
I was looking at them on Amazon, and it was on sale with like an additional 20. The things that always get me, like if I'm a fish under the water,
sure.
It's a properly colored worm with spin or whatever.
Yeah. They've got me with stuff like that too, to where I'll look something up and they'll be like, for the next like 24 hours, you can also get like, apply this coupon and this.
And I was like,
like, well, how can I say no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I put it in my cart to see what the total was going to be, and I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. All right, I'm going to order it. We use it to make, of all things, we colored Easter eggs yesterday. So we bought the kit and we never did it. And we bought eggs to do it too, and we just never did it.
Yeah.
So we used it to make eggs instead of it turned out great. And it heats up.
Yeah.
It comes down pretty quick too. Yeah, and the thing's fucking massive though. It looks like my water bottle. You clip it to the side of a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen them use them on Food Network shows and Top Chef and stuff like that.
You know what honestly made me really consider buying it? I bought it at work. That's what a sicko I am. Is I was at work working, and I'm thinking about that massive steak my neighbor gave me. And I was like, how am I going to cook that thing? And I was like, the best way to probably cook that, because it's so big, is to reverse sear it. I was like, I could do that in my smoker. And then I was like, it's already vacuum packed. If only you had a sous vide. And I was like, I should look at sous vides. That's how it happens. So, right? Whenever we decide to cook that, I'm gonna sous vide the shit out of it and then reverse sear it in my cast iron.
Yeah, I like it. There's like one of my friends just recently got one of those outdoor griddles. And they did like fajitas. They had like chicken and steak fajitas with all the veggies and everything on it. And I'm looking at that going, man, I kind of want one of those. And then it's just, I'm like, there's only 2 of us that live here. My mom hardly eats anything. Like she eats, but she doesn't eat much at a time. It's like, I know. And that was when I looked them up and I was like, oh, they do have
I've
smaller
got a big
ones.
electric flat top, and it doesn't heat evenly. That's one thing I don't like about it. But I love using it. But I would really love to have one of those like Blackstone cast iron flat tops.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's way out of my
Oh my
price
God.
range, but yeah.
Have you seen the ones that have air fryer drawers in them too? Oh
Yes. Yeah.
boy, that my inner fat kid comes out when I see that.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff when I look at it, it's like I'd love to have it, but I just
I know,
can't
because
justify
those
it
are
for
pricey as fuck.
my situation. Well, that too. Even if they weren't pricey as hell, though, I'm just like, how much am I going to use this thing? I mean, probably quite a bit, but
I mean, I think
yeah,
you might be
especially
surprised with a flat top how much you'd use that as opposed to a grill.
no, yeah, I actually think I would use a flat top quite a bit because I can cook. Well, I mean, you could cook everything on the grill too, but it's like a lot of the stuff I like to make
It'd be
that
very
would
flat
be really good
toppable.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pancakes
Dude,
and no.
dude, flat breakfast on a flat top is, you feel like a god. Like I said, I mean, my
Well, makes
electric
sense.
one's probably about that big. And
Yeah.
whenever it's like big breakfast time, I got all the sausages on there. Up in this corner, I got hash browns going. Down here, I got like 6 eggs going. It's like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
I just gotta learn some of those hibachi
Yeah,
tricks.
I know.
King, volcano onions.
Well, that was my first thing too, because I was thinking about that because I'm like, I
You
could
could
do
do cheesesteaks.
cheesesteaks. I just got to get the things and learn how to
You
do
just
the
need
choppy
like
chop
one of
with
those
it.
big beveled spatulas. Well, 2 of them really.
Yeah.
But
Or two. Yeah, that way I
ding,
can hit
ding,
it like
ding,
a
ding, ding.
samurai.
Oh yeah.
Then I look down and realize I've hit nothing but just the flat
Yeah.
top.
That's why you gotta get the cast iron. You don't have to worry about the non-stick surface.
Haven't touched.
That's the thing I don't like
Oh,
about
yeah,
my
right,
electric.
yeah.
It has a coating on it, and I know I fucked that coating up.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is if I got one, I would prefer one that's like like you said, the cast iron surface, or that
So you can
it's
beat it up
it's
a
like
little.
the like the greasy spoons use. Was it steel or whatever they are? No, no, no coating on it. I can always just put Earl or
Hell
bacon
yeah.
fat or something down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
You want a flat top you can raw dog. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely want one
Yeah.
rough on. Yeah.
Smack it around a little
Like
bit.
one that likes
Call
its hair.
bitch.
Yeah.
Choke it a
Choke
little.
it a little. Yeah.
You know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. I had a very strange, this is pre-Detroit, got road sodas. I had,
Yeah.
I can't believe I drank this thing. I had a Warheads Zero Sugar energy drink.
Oh my God. Well, at least it was zero sugar.
Because I was
Otherwise,
looking at the cans, and
I've
they're these
seen-
brightly colored. I'm like, what are these? And I spun one
Yeah.
around, and it was Sour Patch Kids energy drink. And I was like, "Are you from this company
my.
called Ghost?" I was like,
Okay. I saw some at Kroger the other day that were like Starburst
I
and
actually
Skittles.
have. Michelle bought me Starburst ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably 3 months ago. That she's like, you should make a video about these, and I just haven't got to them. They're out in my beer fridge now.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, she got me the strawberry and the cherry.
Okay. That was going to be my follow up. I didn't look to see what flavors. I just
But the Warhead,
right.
like I like sour stuff.
Yeah.
It was hard to drink.
I'm not a big fan of sour drinks like that. Like, remember when Mountain Dew did the Pitch Black when they brought it back? It was sour, and I was like, no. Like, just give me grape drink. All I want is purple with caffeine.
Purple caffeine.
You know?
That should be the name of the soda you
all
come
you
out
need.
with. Purple caffeine.
Yeah. Purple caffeine. Like, oh, hey.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
It's just
buddy.
a plain label.
Like it,
Yeah,
like
I don't
you
doubt
first
it.
drink,
That
it's like just a punch in the face of sour, and it's like eating a sour candy, and it ends sweet. But it's so like citric acidy that like by the time I choked it down at the end, I was just like, it was just not a good feeling in my mouth and throat. No,
did it give you heartburn?
Believe it or not.
Okay, I'd probably get heartburn.
I mean, I did later, smash it down with a burger and fries and, a beer at the Detroit Shipping Company. So,
sure, it's you do.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have it now because I'm a sensitive boy when it comes to caffeine, Brian. So if I had it now, I'd be up to 4 in the morning or whatever.
Right.
No,
No
purple,
purple
caffeine,
caffeine for
at least
you.
past 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I drink it at night, I'd probably wake up in the middle of the night wanting to die. Oh god, I was so
Yeah.
bad.
That's. I'm pretty sure it says
Yeah.
that right on the label.
Yes.
Like, do not drink after 5 p.m.
And the only reason I got the Warheads one is because they had a watermelon, and I'm like, I actually do like the watermelon zero sugar monster. It's pretty tasty.
I
It's
didn't know
colored
they
like
had
a
a watermelon.
watermelon.
I
It's a
haven't
green
had that.
can with a pink top. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right. I also, in fairness, I don't really look
Yeah,
for
that's
energy
fair.
drinks anymore. Usually I just grab a
See,
sody pop and that's
I
enough.
try not to drink the sody pops, but I still every once in a while like flavor country. So
Yeah. So some Marlboros. You just chew up some
yeah.
Marlboro.
delicious.
Delicious.
But yeah, it was oof. Oof. That's all I can say is oof.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
speaking of weird shit, we did buy those fucking weird ass Eggos. Those
The what?
Eggos, those lemon ones, and we also bought I said Eggos. Jesus Christ.
Pop-Tarts.
Because one of the Pop-Tarts was
Yeah.
Eggo flavored. That's why I'm saying it's weird.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's they're like the lemon one. It's like a more sugary version of a lemon bar somehow.
Yeah, but to me it doesn't have enough
Yeah, it's
lemon
it's
flavor.
like too sweet,
That's
not
my
enough
problem.
lemon. Right?
Yeah. It's too mild on the lemon. Like that's where it's funny because I don't love like sour drinks, but when I have lemon, I want it to be pretty like I want it to know it's lemon. I want it to be tart, you know. But that one, they're fine. Like they're good, but they're not what I was hoping for. But I've still
the
eaten
Eggo
plenty
ones
of them.
though, Brian.
So,
Pretty tasty. I mean,
haven't had
you
those.
unwrap it and you smell it, and it smells like just fake maple. It's gross
Right.
to look at, I'll be honest. It's like brightly colored Eggo colored yellow, and then it has like the white frosting, and then this weird yellow crisscross. It looks like it should be like a scrambled eggs Pop-Tart or something. It's so weird and yellow.
See, that was going to be my idea with it, was to use it as bread for breakfast.
Because it's not super sweet.
No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather use Eggos for the bread for breakfast sandwich.
It's oddly not that sweet. But it's
that is actually surprising.
It's not bad. I'm not mad at it. It kind of tastes like an Eggo with syrup on it. It's weird.
Right. Oh, okay. Because, a lot of stuff that mimics like syrup or maple a lot of times is like so sweet. Like a maple bar, like the best maple bars are usually just so over the top.
Okay.
I like them. I was meaning the best maple bars, like the best
I thought that was
of
like
the
a
maple
brand
bars.
name.
No.
I was
Just
like, man,
when you go into a donut place.
Awfully.
No. It's purple caffeine.
Best maple bar.
Yeah.
Busting up bar.
That's, if I'm making maple bars, they're just going to be called best maple bar. Yeah. People will be like, wait a minute. Why am I eating these other ones? This is the best one. Yep.
Man. Yeah, I feel gross a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, enchilada bake, man. From Costco.
Sounds all right, though.
It's all right. A little spicier than I thought. Beans.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I mean, you're alone, so it's all right. It's not your problem.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen, sometimes you just got to sleep alone, Tony.
I felt so bad for her because
you just got to be like, I think I'm going to be snoring a lot tonight. Wink, wink. Out of my ass, yeah.
I felt so bad for her when I was sick because I would wake up and I could tell I was like peeling the paint off the walls of my snores. And it was probably 3 or 4 nights in a row I'd wake up in the middle of the night and she's just gone. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I always tell her, kick me off to the couch.
Yeah.
I sleep good on couches. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like if you were a person who couldn't sleep on the couch, it'd be one thing.
Very much her.
Like
she doesn't sleep good on couches. I'm like, wake me up if somebody. I sleep on couches like it's the best bed ever created.
Right. Whereas like me, I'd be the same way. Like if I went out there, I'd just probably
Yeah.
not really sleep. So yeah, either that or I just, curl up with Bomber or something.
I mean, yeah, Bomber is a snuggle.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to snuggle with her, and she always ends up like whiplash headbutting you because she's trying to look at you.
Sure. Yeah, but if she headbutts me, it could be a
That's
problem
true.
for both
It
of
could
us.
rip open a hole in space time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh God, you let those two
Why would
headbutt?
you?
Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh,
Dr. Malcolm's over there working on some chaos theory having to do with it. Like, Jesus, what is wrong with you
God,
people?
man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It happened. Yep. So I did you watch Moon Knight?
Did I? I'm so sad this upcoming episode is going to be the last one. Which, by the way,
That's
when
it,
we were
yeah.
in the Art Institute in the Egyptian one, I was looking for Khonshu.
It's really weird that it's the last one because after this past episode, it feels like there's so much more to open before we get to the
Right?
finale. Although I did see something, I'll have to look it up because they said something about the runtime for the final episode was going to be like a record length one.
I mean, they better do something like that.
Like 2 hours or something.
It really seems like there's a lot to, like you were saying, a lot to tie up.
Yeah. No, it's going to be longer, but not much longer. It's only apparently about 45 minutes. It says here.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry. The final episode's going to be the shortest of any finale. I thought they meant it was going to be longer. Like, how the hell are they going to wrap that up in less time? That's wacky. Huh. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. But
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think it goes up. Yeah,
like,
3 in the morning on
I drink a,
Tuesday.
ghost warhead drink.
No,
Oh, okay.
not tonight. Tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night. Save your dig out that Skittlebrow or whatever you have. If you remember that from The Simpsons. No, whatever you said it was, I forgot.
Drinks.
Starburst. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they wrap that up so quick. Because, no spoilers on this last one, essentially, but there's some big shit that happened.
Right?
Like, really big shit that happened. So I feel like in my head, I'm going, there's got to be 2 episodes left. One to clear this up, and then the resolution of everything. But I guess not. So we'll see, I guess. Yeah, unless maybe they're not going to completely resolve everything.
Those bastards.
I mean, because the way things are going with like Harrow, we don't know if that stuff's really happening or if that's all in Mark's head or whatever. So maybe they don't have to resolve anything.
If there's like, meanwhile, season 2's coming, boys.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. As of right now, Oscar Isaac is not signed on for any more Moon Knight.
That's a terrible
idea.
Yeah,
well, part of it was done by him on purpose because he said he didn't want to basically just become Moon Knight. He didn't want the typecast type thing. But I don't know what Marvel has. Like, a lot of people are hoping, I think, that this is going to lead to a I forgot what it was called. There was basically like a group of kind of like monsters or whatever. I think you had like Blade and Moon Knight and a couple others. I can't remember what it was called, but I think people are hoping for that because there's going to be a Blade series and or whatever. So
I'm gonna look it up.
As far as if Moon Knight will continue on down the road as part of the Marvel universe, because they've said all along that even though this takes place in the Marvel universe, this one doesn't. Like, you can tell watching the show, there's nothing really that's happened that affects the overall story they've been telling in the Marvel universe. They reference stuff in it that has to do with things that have happened, but it's not really, You know, it's not one of those where you have to pay attention to every little thing because it could mean something in the new Doctor Strange movie or something. You know, usually whatever the series is sets up the next movie basically, and this one doesn't seem to be that way.
Midnight Suns, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. Because it's like those
It's like
two and
Morbius.
oh god,
Ghost
yes,
Rider.
that's the other one I was trying to think. Yeah,
Boy, that Morbius movie, that tanked, huh?
sure did, sure
Oof.
did. Views were brutal
the
on
internet
it.
was
So.
not kind.
No, my brother dropped off the new Spider-Man
nice.
movie for me yesterday, so I'm gonna get to have a look-see at that.
I watch that myself.
Yeah, because I was gonna rent it, and he was talking about buying it. I'm like, well, I'll just give you the money I'd spend on renting it toward buying it. Huh? Then we, you know,
that's cool.
Yeah, basically. So it just works out for both of us.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, plus I think on the actual DVD, which is going to be weird. I haven't actually watched a DVD in I don't know how long.
I kind of missed that process. And then you're like kind of flipping through the menus and shit.
Well, I think in this one, I think there's like a bunch of extra stuff that, you know how like years ago, remember they went to where like Redbox and any rental places that still existed didn't get that extra stuff. So the only way you could get it was, you know, to buy the thing or not to buy it, but it was like if the video store, like, you know, the video stores we worked at a lot of times would put the bonus disc. You know, it would just be a 2-disc set basically. But I know like I said, Redbox was not including that extra stuff because I think it was in their contract. They weren't allowed to or something like that. So, which is dumb because they're buying the damn DVD anyway. So they're going to have all these extra discs just sitting there until they go to sell their used copies, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, whatever. But yeah. So I'm excited for that though, because Doctor Strange comes out like next weekend or something like that. Yeah. And my brother and I are, you know, kind of talking about going to see it, but I don't know. We won't go see it right away because, you know, people.
Yeah, people suck. People. What a bunch of bastards.
Well, you know, it's going to be packed for a little while, so
yeah.
We'll hold off on that. But I'm excited to see it. But I want to watch Spider-Man first because clearly there's a lot of tie-in stuff probably.
I would assume.
I think. So, yeah. We'll see.
I know I've seen Homecoming. I can't remember if I watched the last movie. I don't remember, honestly. It was what, Homecoming,
yeah.
Far From Home. Oh, wait, Far From Home's this one, right? Or is it No Place Like Home? What is happening? Which one we goes on?
I think it was No
Spider-Man, No Place Like Home.
Yes, I believe that's the one where he wears the ruby web slingers. Nice. Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember. I think this one's Far From Home. I think the last one was like No Way Home is the newest one. Far From Home was the last one.
Was that Vulture?
Why doesn't that seems right, but it also doesn't seem right. I don't know. Let me see if I can.
What's happening?
I mean, yes,
Oh my God,
but
the sun
that
just
doesn't
turned
have
on
anything.
in Brian's room.
Sorry, that's my
It's
monitor.
Seeing into the future, no big deal.
Yeah. Oh no, Mysterio.
Yeah, I have not seen that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Vulture's in the Homecoming.
Oh,
Far
shit,
From
I gotta watch
Mysterio,
the trilogy
and
then. God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah. All right, let's kill that because I just turned the bat signal off my
how
face.
does the year 2042 look?
I can see through time. Oh man. Good times.
Good times indeed.
Finished watching Ghosts finally. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. It was kind of cool though cuz the third season the ending of it felt kind of like a series finale. So it kind of like they could have kept making episodes, but it also felt like if that's the end then that's okay. You know. It was a good fun show though. Yeah. So apparently I'm watching, I think it's called The Green Room that Sai mentioned
okay.
to me. I guess there's like a few different shows that have a lot of the people that were in Ghost in them from what I was seeing on IMDb. So, there's a couple that don't look like they're available on anything here without buying them.
Boo.
Um, yeah,
Brian, can I recommend
but
crime?
always. No, he said that Green Room has, is a good watch also. So I found that on Hulu, so I'll probably be starting
I'm
that
still watching
soon.
Sopranos.
Well, you still got like what 3 or 4 seasons left of it.
They
I don't
made
remember how many they
6
made
and
of that show.
6.5 or whatever, because they
Oh,
had like
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, and we're about ready to start
yeah.
season 4.
I couldn't remember 6 or 7. Okay,
But
you
every
still got a
season's
ways
like
to go
30
then.
episodes.
Yeah, which is surprising considering most shows
like
now it's
6,
like
whatever, 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Which kills you when it's a good show because it's over so fast and you're like, dang it, like Moon Knight's gonna be over and we still got a few weeks before
Right.
Obi-Wan starts. So it's like,
Yeah,
dang it.
I'll be sad when
I
Moon
don't
Knight's
want to
over 'cause
wait.
I really am enjoying it. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. That's why I said I was always thought it was a really interesting book growing up, and it's cool to finally see it on the screen a little bit. Although it is pretty funny though, isn't it? That was it like we've had 2 episodes in a row where I think there's barely been Moon Knight. Yeah.
It is interesting.
Like
It's like they
yeah.
teased you with the superhero stuff, and then they drew
Yep.
you in with
And
the
then took
cool
it away. It's
story.
the opposite. Right. The other way is how they usually do it, to where you get the story first and you're like, all right, I just want to see him in the suit, and then it's like, season finale and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Daredevil.
Yeah,
Credits.
exactly.
Like, wait, what? So yeah. But it's cool. I dig the show. Can't wait for
right.
Obi-Wan though. Real
Oh,
excited about that.
Obi Wizzle.
So I'll tell you, I really feel like like most of the Star Wars stuff is really killing it this way.
Series wise.
The series. Yeah,
like
that's what I mean. It's like the series.
Except Rogue One.
Yeah.
That shit was sweet.
Rogue.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah. And then Ms. Marvel starts in what, June, I think it is? Like middle June.
Wait. No, I'm thinking Captain Marvel. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute.
No.
Yeah, right.
Totally different character. This this character has basically Mr. Fantastic's powers. Well, that's what she has in the books. I don't know if she's going to have the same powers in the show because they can always change them.
They want.
Well, I could totally see them going, let's maybe tweak her powers a little so she doesn't have the exact same powers as Mr. Fantastic, because eventually there's going to be a Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And
do we need
maybe
two
have characters
people in the Marvel universe?
Right.
We don't.
No, we don't. I mean, you do in the DC universe. They've got Plastic Man and was it Elastic Man? I think.
OG, though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
he's the best,
dude.
Yeah.
You remember that hero clips we had of him? He was just a mailbox.
Yes,
it was the greatest.
Oh, I was so dumb as a kid when he was on stuff, and you're just like, what is the point of this guy?
To wear fucking
Like,
banging shades and shorty shorts. Yeah,
I guess, yeah, and just turn into fairly useless
you
things.
See some dope ass goggles in my balls. Plastic Man. I never understood his outfit.
Hold on, I'm writing. I'm writing that down for a Tinder profile.
Good old Plastic Man.
First picture. Yeah. Do you remember? I don't know if you read it. I think it was when we had the shop. There was it was a series done by Kyle Baker that was Plastic Man, and that was such a fun read.
That was when I was like almost done reading comics.
Yeah, that was a fun read though.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was how that character should be treated until he gets a gritty reboot.
There you go, Brian. I just murdered my thirst.
Wow, dang.
Thirst murdered.
And did you end your thirst bloodline?
Not yet. I'd have to go get another one to do that. Yeah,
that's fair. Well, now that you've made the obligatory Liquid Death reference, I can put it in the show notes. So, you know.
Yes. Yeah, Plastic Man. So
Aha.
oh, I have pulled up and fucking
Yeah.
now I need to click on browser. That just shows me, Brian. I'm becoming a tired boy. It's starting to set in.
Nah,
Who is
Nah,
the
you're all right.
elongated man?
that's. Do you remember the Oh fuck! What was the name of the crossover event? Secret Identity, I think it was called, or something like
is
that.
he like? Oh, he was in Young
Oh,
Justice on the cartoon. Is he the Teen Titan of Plastic Man or something?
I don't remember him being that,
Elongated
but
man. That is that
yeah.
is quite the name.
Identity Crisis. Do you remember that when we had our shop? It's called Identity
yes.
Crisis.
Yes, I
it was
do.
a big DC
Yeah.
crossover. Yeah, he was a fairly big player in that.
I mean, it's good to have your
And,
goals in life, elongated man.
Well, you know how it is. It's like, you know, a lot of those crossovers, they love to take an obscure character and make them the center point of because nobody will see it coming. And I'm sorry if there's spoilers, but it's from 2004.
Get over it, stupid.
Dude, that was one of the best-selling books we had during our run. Because that was that one like Michael Turner did the covers on and whatever. And dude, that first issue, holy shit, did it sell like
Some
crazy.
would call it like hotcakes.
I don't remember. I don't remember how many reorders I did on it because we kept selling out and people kept coming in. There was like three print runs of it, I think, within like a very short time. Because well, and then each cover of the new print had a different cover. So remember, regular was regular, then there was like a black and white cover, and I forgot the other one. I think was like a negative or something. Yeah. So collectors wanted all of them, and yeah, it was crazy for a while on those. So yeah, good times,
clean fun.
Damn, nose is bugging me. I feel like I haven't taken my Zyrtec today, but I know I did.
That sounds like a comic book villain. Yes.
Zyrtec? Yeah, it sounds like a company of a villain for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a bad guy who's a Z. I can't think of him. Baron Zemo with Zyrtec.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good pull.
Sometimes I pull shit off, Brian.
I mean, he's part of Hydra, though. He doesn't really need Zyrtec, you know?
Puppet company.
Okay. So Zyrtec makes puppets? Just Baron Zemo puppets. That's all they make.
It's horrible, really.
They've sold 2, and they're both one to Baron Zemo and one to Baron Zemo's mom.
Yes. Well, you know, I always got to support little B. Fucking Baron Zemo. Man.
I wish he'd made me a grandma. I wish the Baron wasn't spelled Barren, if you catch my drift.
Oh, my God. I love that.
I don't know why she sounds like that when he's German.
I don't know.
Also. That's just our typical old lady.
Baron Zemo. Oh, that's funny shit right there.
Just he can't have kids, you know. That's on his eating profile. He's had a vasectomy. It's Baron Zemo, ladies.
Wearing his purple mask and some sexy, like, freaking cutoffs or something.
You want to see my sexy purple mask and my balls?
This is a little line.
He saw Plastic Man's profile and he's like, "Hey, that's a good line." Yeah.
Oh, that's shit. That's funny stuff right there.
Yep. So I have a couple things that I wanted to mention on here for like story wise, and one was, did you catch the story of the forgotten Macallan whiskey barrel?
No.
Holy shnikes, dude. So apparently a rare cask recently sold at auction for it says 1 million pounds, which is, this is an Australian story, so it's 1.5 million Australian dollars. I don't know what that means in American, but
like koalas or something? Koala bucks?
No, I don't think that's
Unders?
right. Down unders. Oh
1
God,
million down unders, please.
that sounds like a
It
sex
really
move.
does.
You know.
Yeah, then I give her the old down under. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But apparently, so it sold for £1 million, but it was purchased for £5,000 in '88. And it says, while an incredible return on investment, the story gets even better. The Macallan cask, bought by an expat over 3 decades ago, was completely forgotten about. It was until the distillery recently notified the original owner it had been maturing the whole time, which just climbs the value of
for
a
sure,
whiskey,
right?
because this is a fucking old ass whiskey now, you know? So it's sold via, this is a great name, the Whiskey Hammer.
The whiskey hammer. Yes.
Although in fairness, when you got the old Whiskey Hammer, it sounds like a bad night, you know? You're just pushing rope.
Exactly.
But it says the online auction was finalized Sunday with a private buyer from the United States winning the thing. But yeah, it's just more of the craziness of the fact that this is sat all that time and is just, matured for that much more money on the investment, to go from 5,000 to a million
crazy.
in value,
Been
that's
maturing
crazy.
for 34 years. That's wild.
Yeah. I'd love to have a pull of that. Just for curiosity's sake, because I don't think I've ever even seen a whiskey that's that old.
For sure.
Usually you see them up to like 18 or something like that. Maybe I think I've seen a 20 somewhere once or something, but most of the time it's like up to 18. Yeah.
Like the I don't know what to call them, Rick Shacks. I know that's what they call them, bourbon, but the guy who's taking care of all these barrels, and just kind of like, what is that over there?
Right.
Just covered in dust.
Yeah.
Like, like something Indiana Jones brought in there.
Yeah, taken care of by top men.
How crazy is that? How does a barrel just sit in a distillery for 34 years and no one realizes it?
Also, how does somebody forget they bought a barrel of whiskey and just let it sit for 34 years? Like, dang. Now, the real question will be, I mean, clearly you can't drink this now, right? It's where someone is the peak for this. Because, the longer whiskey ages, usually it evaporates. So you have less over time.
I imagine at some point there's like diminishing returns kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it something maybe you would drink? Because if you don't, you're going to, I don't know.
I mean, if
is
I'm
Dev
dropping
still
$1 million on a barrel, you bet your ass I'm having some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would want to.
Yeah, right.
But man, can't imagine what you could ask for fucking pulls of that though.
Oh,
like holy shit.
Crazy prices.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was one thing. And this other was something that, because I don't pay attention to Call of Duty anymore, I hadn't paid any attention to. But have you heard of their Ricochet system?
No.
Okay. This is apparently an anti-cheat system.
Okay.
Okay. It says in a new blog post, the developers of COD's Ricochet anti-cheat system have outlined a new cloaking measure that makes legitimate players invisible to cheaters. It effectively makes it impossible for cheaters to be competitive during a match, regardless of any illicit software they may be using.
Really?
Yeah. Characters, bullets, even sounds from legitimate players will be undetectable to the cheaters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which basically the point of it is so that the non-cheaters can dole out punishment to the cheaters.
Right.
And apparently in the past, they've also had a thing called damage shield, which means a cheater's bullets won't do any damage to other players. I love this.
Yeah, that's pretty wild right there.
Yeah. I freaking love it because there's been so much cheating in that game. I mean, they talked like in this system alone has confirmed, what was it? You know,
Right.
that's insane.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Ricochet anti-cheat. Well, whatever it takes. I hate when you're just trying to have a good time and someone's like, you know, cheating. It's annoying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, do you have any
I
stories
got
or
nothing
anything
else.
or? All right, I got one last thing
All
then
right.
before we do the Q of the W, and this is a shut up and take my money.
Shit, my soundboard powered off. Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on. Be
jeez.
patient.
Shut up and take my money.
There you go.
All right. So I saw this on from the Nerdist that apparently there's a Avatar board game coming out from I don't know if it's OP Games or Op Games, whichever. It's called Avatar, the Last Airbender, but it's called Fire Nation Rising. It's a co-op game where you take on Fire Lord Ozai. Yeah. And, it's up to you and your fellow players to prevent him from achieving his goal of total domination. It looks like Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, and Zuko all have their own teams with their own dice pools, special abilities, and cards and whatnot.
I mean, I have a feeling it's either going to be a really fun, cool game, or it's just.
Yeah,
I'll be curious to watch or see reviews on it because I do like the Avatar universe. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Looks like it's $50 retail.
Miniature that comes was pretty cool. Yeah.
Pretty dope. Yeah. The only thing I'm disappointed in is I was really hoping that it's like, okay, I'm playing as Aang. How come I don't have a little Aang character?
I guess I don't know. I wonder if it's like a deck building game.
Something. Even still, give me a little plastic Aang. I mean,
no, they just get shredded
like Ozai.
with
just
Ozai.
Yeah. They spent so much money on getting that right,
Can you just make his abs
like, well, we can
more...
either have like we can, but then we can't make anybody else. Well, it's worth it. The sacrifice. Yeah. He feels the burn, Sorry, that was terrible. So one last thing, actually, I forgot was speaking of board games here, which is, did you see? Like, I was in GameStop the other day, and they had the remake of Hero Quest in, and oh boy, did everything in me want to buy it until I saw the price on it, because it's like $135, and they're probably high on it. It's probably cheaper elsewhere, but I didn't know there's 2 expansions for it too.
Really?
That came out. And I was like looking at the game, and I'm just like, man, this took me just looking at the back, and just like, it's so much better quality than it was when we were children's. But it's like, God, this takes me back to all those times we sat and played that damn game.
It was a slice of our childhood in a box that they're manufacturing again.
I so want to get it, but that's so much money, So unless someone listening wants to buy it for us.
You know what I'm saying, y'all?
Listen, if somebody out there buys it for us, we will do a video of us playing the game. For sure. Because I'm sure we'd have a blast going visiting that again. But yeah, it's not often that, like, most of the time the nostalgia and stuff doesn't get me as much as it used to with a lot of that stuff, because there's been so much cool stuff that's come out as adults that's cooler than the shit we had when we were kids. Like, yeah, right? There's way better Thundercats toys now than there were when we were kids, but they're also like $75 versus the ones when we were kids were probably like $8, like G.I. Joe guys are like $20 now, and when we were kids they were like $350. Tree fitty. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like I said, shut up and take my money on both of those. Hero Quest and the Avatar game, because whatever, it might be all right. So like I said, we'll have to have a look-see at it once it comes out, and on I forgot the name of that site. I don't remember.
Geek or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I usually look at. Well, most people seem to look at for the reviews and whatnot. So, yep. So,
Ugh, man.
all right. That's all I got. So let's do us a cue
the
of
old
the
cue
W.
to dubs, y'all. Last week we asked
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
what is advice that's popularly given? Man, I had to,
Pop,
I had
pop,
to like
pop,
I had to
pop
pry that
music.
word out of my mouth. But is actually
Apparently, dang.
toxic. So let's see here. On face page. Oh, okay. It reloaded and jumped to the top. Okay, on face page. Jeff from Hobie says, listen to your parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not always
Right.
good advice for sure.
Kiki, she says, respect your elders.
Yeah. That's
She
another
also
one.
says, there's always more fish in the sea. There's also a lot of trash in the sea. Which is pretty hilarious.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're not
like
wrong.
that.
Yeah.
And then Henno, he says, never say never.
Yeah. There are some times in life where I think it's fine to say never. Although people always will, oh, you'll change your mind or whatever. You know, I heard that for years when I'm like, yeah, I don't want kids. And people, oh, as you get older, you'll change your mind. Well, I'll be 44 this year and I haven't changed my mind yet. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
as
I
a
do.
dude,
You're
you
right.
sure do.
You know, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, there's just sometimes that, there's just some things in life that you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that unless like I absolutely have to or something
Right.
drastically changes. It's sometimes you just kind of know who you are. Yeah, it's all right.
But that's we don't have any on Instagram.
Yeah. Wait,
No,
we didn't get one from
sad.
Dev?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, even
You make me sad.
Dang it, Big Bev.
You make me sad.
Very sad. Yeah. All right. Well, Cheeto says toxic advice. You really should finish your food. Sure, it's someone, probably a parent or loved one, making sure your belly is full and you aren't hungry. But most American meals are much more food than you actually need or that is even healthy for you.
Yeah, he's super right.
That's pretty accurate. Also, it's also a way to, potentially give your kids, issues with foods, and that's no bueno. So, but it's understandable with some kids because like some kid, like even like I remember, if I'm not mistaken, like when Leah was little, I remember, didn't you guys have trouble with her like eating, like both your kids? I couldn't remember on Logan, but it was like they just didn't seem to eat. It wasn't that they were picky necessarily; they just didn't eat anything.
Leah's still kind of like that,
or
much. She told me, she's like, oh yeah, I have it set up in my phone to remind me to eat because sometimes I just get so distracted,
Yeah, that's so wild to me. I just can't picture that. Like my tummy tells me when I'm hungry, especially if I go too long. My stomach will be like, "Yo, like,
feed this."
Yeah. I'll be like, "Is there a grizzly around?" Right. Oh no, that's my stomach.
Yeah, the food one is interesting because that's a very American thing too. To be like, well, you got to clean up your plate if you want dessert.
Yeah,
I better gorge myself on this so I can, shove it all down with some more sugar and shit.
Right. Yeah,
we're
exactly.
pretty stupid. I'm just saying.
Yep. Like he said, it's a good point though, because it is most of the time it's parents like making sure their kids are getting plenty to eat because you need that nourishment for as you're growing and all that kind of stuff, but you also don't need to go like crazy, So yeah. All right. Well, that's what we got. I guess there's no more bad advice out there.
It's all good advice from here on out.
Yep. 100%. That's anyway. All right. Let's see. I got 1 through 14.
About 7.
7? All right. All right. So what do we got here? What is something you're good at but hate doing?
That's interesting. Something I'm good at, but I hate doing.
Yep.
I would say chopping onions. I'm pretty good at it, but I really do hate it. Especially when the onions fight back.
Right.
I mean, that was me yesterday chopping up onions for, the taco meat and toppings as well for the tacos and nachos and all that. And I was just like, I had tears rolling down my face because the onion was so strong. And I'm just like, I fucking hate this.
Don't lie. You were just emotional.
Every time I make
That's
French
all.
onion soup, I'm like, I love French onion soup. I hate this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm fortunate. I mean, we talked about it before, but I'm pretty fortunate about most of the time onions don't bother me unless they're really strong. Then they'll get me. But otherwise, I'm sure if I was cutting up like 100 of them, like for French onion soup, I'm sure it would probably get me because you're cutting up so many, for it. And unfortunately, you can't throw them in like a food processor or something and blend them up. That doesn't quite work. So just
it'd
be nice if it did
that
though.
way. Well, so you're nice.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what mine would be. Like it was, it probably going back to working like retail and stuff. It was like I was really good at customer service.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I hated it. Like I was really good at diffusing situations. I was good at getting people, helping people to, when they had problems. I'm very much let's get this sorted out, like, kind of thing. And I'm good at the, making people feel like they're heard when they're, when they feel like they've been wronged or whatever. But it's just the constant hoop jumping and the ass kissing and all. It's so not anything I want to do. It does. Yeah. But at any time I was always able to just turn it on and do the job and whatever. But God, you just feel like you were giving a little piece of your soul away every time, and yeah, so that would probably be the thing that jumps out at me, even though I haven't done it in a while. I still feel like I could jump right back into it and be good at it.
Skills that you don't
as
really
much
lose.
Yeah. Although the only thing I would say now is I don't know if I have as much tolerance because I've been away from it long enough, like I feel like also the last real job I worked was, our own business. So I didn't have to be as tolerant.
More leeway.
For sure had more leeway. Yeah. But yeah. So I think I'll go with that because that feels good. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go for this week. What is something you're good at but you hate doing it?
Show me what you got.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, we will destroy your planet.
Yes.
Or murder Tony's thirst.
Yeah.
Or both. Murder your planet's thirst. That's a lot of thirst. It's funny. I saw somebody in one of my Twitter groups post a thing they saw on a dating profile that said, I can't believe how many thirsty guys are on here. And I'm like, well, it is a dating site. I mean, I understand what they're saying. They're probably meaning like guys that are only after booty, not dating, but also it's like, yeah, that's kind of where those people are going to show up. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting there. The thing that always used to get me when I was on looking at those sites regularly was how many people are on there where it's like just looking for friends, no dating or relationship. I'm like, why are you on a dating site? Like, go on Bumble. Bumble actually has like a friend thing.
I can fuck.
Well, that was the thing is the whole time is it was like, no sex, no dating, blah, blah. I've seen it quite a few times and I'm like, you're in the wrong place. Like, it's like, like I'm trying to find a new book and you're like, why are you in the liquor store?
Yeah, but reading.
Yeah. I mean, you can read the bottles or the boxes or whatever. But yeah, anyway.
Ugh.
All right. There you go. Head on over to saltylanguage.com and check out the past episodes and links to the show stuff. And you can find the link to the network we're part of. Tangentbound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows over there. And if you're looking to start a show, hit them up about joining the network and whatnot. And if you talk to Mark, of course,
Yes.
tell him Tony misses him.
I miss all the butterfly kisses we used to do. Yeah,
It got awkward
about
after a
10
while.
minutes straight. Shit gets weird.
Yeah, I was like, okay, guys, let's wrap this up. Yeah.
Like,
Would you just
Jesus.
order your beer already?
I don't even know you.
Man. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami on Instagram and Twitter. And one other thing real quick, check out my other show, The Crazy Life, where me and our pals, Heno and Jen, talk about our mental health journeys, recovery, all sorts of stuffs like that.
Definitely a good call.
All right. Where can they find you, my friend?
At The Monotony. And you can also find me on twitch.tv/damndirtyape sometimes. The show can be found on TikTok as well at Salty Language. And give us a follow. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers so we can go live on TikTok. Because apparently that's what the kids are doing these days. That's what I hear.
That's what I hear. I'm noticing a lot more people that I've been following on Instagram for a while that are now launching their Twitch channels. So that must be, that and TikTok must be the hip and cool things.
And if you're watching this, well, thanks for being on our YouTube, but make sure you like, subscribe, tell all your friends about us. If you're listening to us, hey, check out our YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces. And you can also check us out on Patreon.
Yeah.
Salty Language Podcast on Patreon. Give it a search. We got weekly content. Well, for the most part, weekly content.
I was going to say, we skipped this past week, but that was because Tony was dying. So we just take a week off.
Just to give you a little hint on the bonus content this week, cereal designed to be used with orange juice. I'll just leave it at that.
Wow, it totally locked up when you said it. So on my end,
it's a cereal that's supposed to be designed to use with orange juice. So we'll,
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see what's up there. But yeah, it's just
yeah. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, jump over to our Patreon and join the feed, and hopefully we'll maybe have some other things afoot.
But yeah, I guess that's it, Brian.
Right. Well then, until next week. Have a beer, you'll be fine.
So salty, everybody. I just remembered I closed my window. They had Second Fortune open like a dork.
Jeez.
Stay salty.
Come on,
and
man.
remember, a new outlook brightens your image and brings new friends. With your dick out. It does.
That seems pretty awkward, but all right. So if you have your dick out and a big smile on your face, new friends. Okay. Fair enough.
Probably driving
Just
an
making
ice cream
sure.
truck. Probably.
Probably. Just hanging dong out the window or what? Yikes. Rocket Pops. Rocket Pops.